Live guy, go.
Oh, yo, kaboom. We're back. The U is
Yeah.
back.
What's going on? Oh my God, you're actually wearing the chain. What's going on, everybody? This is Amit
And Dominic.
coming to you for another episode of the AIB show. This is episode 51.
Yes.
I'm just going to keep mentioning the numbers to prove that we are progressing on this path, even though you're not listening, but hoping one day you go back and say, wow, there is quite the archive of stuff.
51 episodes.
Yeah.
No joke. I think that puts us in, I think it's the top 2% of podcasts ever or something. Something crazy like that. Just with 51 episodes.
So share it with your friends so they can understand how awesome this is.
Yes. Or how something this is.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, let's not overhype it. Also,
right,
I'm putting in the link. So we do this stuff live, and so I'm putting the link on Facebook. So if you want to join, if you happen to be watching it live, you can literally join the conversation, and maybe I'll let you in to come chat with us, depending on who you are. But if you have anything bad to say about Dominic, you will get let in, guaranteed. So just let me know.
Front of the line.
We'll let you know. So yeah, talk to me, Dominic. What you got?
You're up. Oh, by the way, have you seen these Christmas cards going around? Republicans. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh man,
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh man, I'm chuckling because I've literally sent this guy. This is in my show notes. Again, my show notes that Dominic has added zero
Your
to
show
for
notes
another week in a row.
Our collective.
Well,
show
if
notes.
I'm the only one adding to it, they become mine. That's how that works. When you contribute, then they become ours. Sans contribution, it becomes mine. So right now, my show notes that I'm reading from. But yes, to speak to the point, I'm assuming you guys have seen some of this stuff on the Instas. Well, actually all over the place. Where on Twitter specifically is where I've been seeing them. There are legit people posting, and I'm saying people, Republicans who are up for these aren't just like hey, I'm a Republican posting a postcard. These are like people running for public office. And the way they're garnering support is by posting with their wife and multiple children with giant weapons, like giant weapons, like some Rambo type weapons, like not like a handgun. Not that that's any better, but giant weapons. And I'm perplexed by who is the audience that goes, that's the guy I need to vote for. Like, I don't understand that dynamic, but I'm not a gun owner, but I don't know if that goes.
You already understand the audience.
Yeah, but how does that sell me going, oh, this guy can hold a gun with his kids, so I want to follow him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that help me? And why don't you make noise with their thing while you're doing that, guy? So I don't understand that dynamic at all, right? Like, does that, I'd love to understand why people would do that. I'd love to understand who would do that, meaning who would go down.
Why do we gravitate to any politicians? It's one or two points that they make. So this is a point that subconsciously ties into a large portion of his voting.
And it's not always men, by the way. It's not always men.
You're
There's
right.
some women doing this with their families too.
You're right. I haven't seen that, but it's true.
Oh no, there's some gender equality here. I don't know if there should be, but there's some gender equality here regarding carrying giant weapons and in front of the Christmas tree, because that's what's now. Even if you're a gun person, actually, I'm perplexed, but a picture with you and your weapons in front of a Christmas tree with smiles, like, what is it conveying?
Jesus doesn't mess around.
Is it? So the forgiveness part that Jesus is about, that goes out the door, like, what is this? There seems to be a lot of conflicting ideologies right there is what I'm looking at. Jesus, hope, God, the virgin birth, all that good stuff.
Conflicting ideologies in religion?
Yeah, well, for these people.
I'm being sarcastic, bro.
These people buy into one religion. The conflicting ideologies within it, they obviously overlook because you take what you pick. But then holding a gun as well.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm being sarcastic. I'm saying,
but how does that work?
How does anything in religion work with its conflicting?
I don't get it. Because the same people who are going to fight you versus Christmas versus holiday. Like, you got to say Christmas, right? Now, I will say that's a Christmas tree. If you try to change the name of that, it's pretty ridiculous. It is a Christmas tree.
No, there cannot be a movement to change the name for that.
Oh, man, there'll be a movement. There's going to be somebody on the other side going, you know what, that's going to be called a holiday tree because it affects somebody. And be very vexed about that. It's coming. If it's not there already, it's coming. I guarantee if you Google it right now, holiday tree, it's going to be something there.
I'm all about that.
Some petition.
Festivus tree.
It's a poll.
It's a poll.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the key right there, right? It's multi-purpose.
We actually went fake tree now. I've embraced it, but I've been very anti-fake tree.
Why is that? Why are you anti-fake tree?
I mean, you don't get the smell. You don't get the,
Pines on the floor, the
the
cleanup
joy of going and picking out that tree,
of
sorting
killing a
it up
tree.
about them. You know,
of killing
I
a
mean,
tree.
what is the plastic doing? Probably killing more trees in the manufacturing aspect of it.
Yeah, but it
You know,
lasts
the
like 100 years.
earth. Yeah, but now it's a lot easier with the fake trees. Just it's not the same.
Wow.
Parents.
All right.
Speaking of parents, the sad we never talked about last week, the Michigan school shooting.
Yeah, that's on my show notes as well. I'm glad. Keep going.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're paying attention. That the Daily had a nice podcast episode, interesting podcast episode about.
I listened to it. Yeah, that's
what's
actually what
going
spawned
on-
my thought. Yeah.
What's going on with the parents of the shooter are being charged because of their, willful negligence.
It's insane their negligence. Like for the people who
Essentially, the day before the shooting, right? Or the same day, the day before the shooting, some teachers at the school saw some very disturbing drawings and notes that the shooter made, the kid, with a gun and people dying and I can't get it out of my head, all these things. They called the parents in. They had a talk. They said, you need to take him to therapy within 48 hours. Like, this is serious. And then I guess that day they found an internet search for he was
Put your
Googling
phone on mute,
ammunition.
guy.
He was Googling ammunition. And the parents found out, and the mom texted him, ha, 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 we're not upset, just next time don't get caught. And then when it hit the news that there was a shooting at the school, right? Most parents are concerned that their kids could get hurt. The mom texted the son simply saying, don't do this. Like basically assuming that it was her son and not that, but that's it. Not stop. What are you doing? Oh my, like just don't do this.
But there's also the parents came into school to speak with the whomever.
Yeah, the
like
day
there was
before.
the day of. Because
the day of.
from
Okay,
what
okay.
the day of, because they didn't check his bag and the gun was in his bag and he went shortly thereafter and did this from what I read and I'm hoping I'm reading the timeline there correctly. And even if I'm not, it still stands true that it's pretty crazy what happened on their side. But yeah, dude, that's woeful negligence. So now this is okay. So that goes back to it. As a parent, do you feel this is part of your responsibility? Like they're now being charged for his actions. And you can jump on your soapbox and say, yeah, this makes sense. But literally as a parent, like
Right.
where does this stop
one
now?
If in there they said that, is this a slippery slope?
Yeah,
right?
that's
What
my
if you
question
actually
to you.
Bought somebody a knife for camping purposes, and then the kid goes and uses it to attack someone. But this one was they're saying is different. It's an outlier. So maybe it may not be so much prosecution of this way because they were so involved. They purposely got the gun for the kid.
Yeah.
Right. Which
Hold up,
I
but
don't.
another question is that was a kid, and I don't know I probably could have done a little research. I don't know the legal age for such things in Michigan. If the
Yeah,
kid,
I
I'm
don't-
using the word
don't-
kid, and getting a gun for a kid, I assume is illegal.
I mean, he's a teenager. I don't know, honestly. I think it is.
Okay.
But like with Kyle Rittenhouse, it was a misdemeanor in Wisconsin to have
mean,
that. Right. So,
right.
Yeah, they were negligent in not preventing this. There were signs involved. Yeah, but I don't know what the law is and how prosecutorially possible this is. We'll see.
So now, because the slippery slope is what got me, and obviously I'm not a parent, so I don't understand the dynamic of this kind of negligence in the world we live. But again, I assume this. I assume every parent assumes their kid will never do something like this, right? I assume every parent assumes their kid is like the best kid in the world.
Yeah, unless
right? Like
I don't think they
don't
assume
believe
this.
it. Well, I mean, you don't want to believe your kid is capable of anything that's going to be, horrible. You want to assume there's some morality. You've done something decent with your parenting that the kid's
but
going to
when you
use the
see
gun.
when you realize he has drawings like that of killing people, and saying I can't get the thoughts out of my head or something to that effect.
I mean,
And
to
he's
me, it's
Googling, and he's
logical.
Googling ammunition, and it's at school, and this. You got to kind of think there's a possibility something's off here.
But he's Googling ammunition. He's just got a new gun. So that seems
Yeah,
within...
the same point of drawing of killing people. And again, I'm not saying about the prosecution. I'm saying as a parent, you got to think
that's what
there's a red flag.
but you have to, yeah, man. I don't assume. I guess as hindsight's always 2020, so you can look at it like, but this is what you. How could you not see this? How could you not? Whatever. I just don't know if parents give themselves the ability to make such rational, decisions or rational
some things
things.
are in your face.
Rough.
There's a lot of denial when it comes to parenting.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
But
I
enough
just
things
find
are
it
in your
crazy.
face. Like that's in your face. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's one. I don't know. I mean, your kid barely passes the basketball, but you're cool with that.
Hand down, man down. You got to score, bro.
But yeah, so that I, again, as a non-parent, I was like, I don't know what to do with this. But it's hold up. But then the whole thing. So now, let's say you're generally cool with them being, in this particular scenario, with them being them being like, how do you feel about
in a vacuum,
this particular scenario,
in a utopia?
right
yeah,
now?
I got it, but I don't know what the. Yeah, I'm cool with the premise. I don't know what the laws are and everything, and if this is just, but yes.
All right. Because I didn't know the dynamic there, and it was quite interesting for me
So check
to see
this.
what's going on there. School me.
I saw this officially yesterday. I don't watch it. You're probably going to say you have it in your show notes, but whatever.
Let's see. Whatever. Called prep.
The U.S. diplomats are boycotting the Winter Olympics in China. I mean, this is absurd.
First of all, it's not just U.S., but I'll let you continue.
Okay.
It's in my show notes. Prior preparation prevents poor performance, son.
Yeah, 5 Ps. Due to human rights violations. Let me repeat this for you. Mm-hmm. The United States of America is protesting human rights violations. The United States of America is protesting human rights violations. Simply absurd. Historically and currently, one of the biggest human rights violators there are on the planet. Yeah, that's it.
No, but but again, all right. So what's happening? There's a couple things happening here, right?
Hypocrisy. That's it. Hippo and Chrissy.
But that's politics, right? It's all based on hypocrisy, which is the scenario now that warrants the most attention, right? And so that's just so right now it's the U.S. maybe more today. This was my notes from yesterday. The U.S., Canada, UK, Australia, and there are a few other companies that have also done that as well, who are looking to boycott. Who are going to boycott the Olympics in China. Now, from what they're saying is, the logic is that generally speaking, they don't have much ground to stand on by way of, imposing anything on China, right? Because China owns us. All our products come from there. Everything comes from there. China's loaned us money, all the things that you can possibly mention. So the only time you can get China to acquiesce, make changes, etc., is when it's when they're looked at in a less than stellar view, and the Olympics is one of those times. Now, so that's why they're trying to use this because this is, hey, I've got the opportunity now when the Olympics are being held in China to make a statement. Now, mind you, the Olympians are still going, obviously, from all these countries, and they're still going to compete and do whatever else. They're still being put up in hotels, within China, still supporting the Chinese economy, blah, blah, blah. But the diplomats won't go. And with that being said, the diplomats, even before, I didn't even know they were there.
So remind me again, what are the countries you listed?
Canada. Did you just delete my show notes?
Accident. Yeah, I did.
God damn it, man. Freaking idiot, dude. Canada, the UK, Australia, and there's somebody else, I believe, as well.
Okay, let's throw in the United States.
No, yeah.
That's 4 of the biggest.
That's why.
Yeah.
So now the question becomes, does it do anything, right? The idea is like this will get China to at least to have to bring it to the table, have to listen. And
4 of the biggest human rights violators in the history of this planet.
But you have one committing a significant amount. How do I say this? China's had its well, not only that, but there's so many countries that have
there's no
this.
defense of China.
Okay.
There's no defense of that.
All right.
I'm just saying the lack of recognition within oneself to realize this is absurd.
Yeah, so what'll
With
happen
all the
now?
atrocities going on, let's say just stateside, the atrocities going on, how they're not doing something about
So
it internally.
Yeah. So what'll happen now is, but the difference is now you're tried in the court. Like all these countries, the minus China, abide under they do these things under darkness or under a cloak of some nobility or whatever, not our intent, whatever. Like, you know, versus China, who does whatever they want to do. Like there's no, they're not trying to sprint it. They're just trying to do their thing. Right. Whatever that is, that's what they believe in. They're doing it. And it just is what it is. And they're not here to hear. They're not, HERE to HEAR, our business, or our thoughts on what they're doing. So in this particular scenario, you kind of bring those things to the forefront. Does it cause any change? I don't know.
How about we change internally?
That's not going to, guy, baby, you want this utopian world in one step, man. You gotta.
I just want
a domino has to fall.
I just want a just society.
A domino has to fall.
A fair and just society.
FEAR. That's the society we live in right now. But it's true, and I'm saying that in jest, but it's true though. I mean, again, I don't have kids. You see crap like this happen in schools. You see crap like this happen in malls with the guns and whatever. You see just loathful idiots across the way.
But also predominantly here in the U.S.
No, because we follow our stories, dog. I don't follow what's going on in Chinese news, or I don't think people can probably follow because they let out what they want.
Mass shootings, there's no comparison, and there's a simple reason.
And sorry, and that specifically, yes, I'll give you that.
Right. Yeah, not human rights violations. Yeah, mass shootings.
Yeah. No, I'll give you that. We gotta lead the world in something, right?
Yeah.
You know. Okay, so in regards to the mass shooting thing, so how do you feel about the whole basketball with Enes Kanter and Lebron and company? And for those of you who don't know, Enes is from Turkey. Turkey's got its own human rights violations and other things of that nature. And so he wants to he was a voice for that when he got to the NBA because now he's got a platform. And now that voice has transitioned into other things that he wants to call out, i.e. China and things like that, and wants to call out the hypocrisy of NBA players going after their dollars versus their nobility. And I chuckle at that all the time because I don't see much nobility in many human. And the reality is that while saying this and tweeting it from his iPhone and wearing his Nike shoes and doing this is kind of, again, hypocritical. And I don't know if he realizes that or not, but I don't know. Again, I don't really follow.
Meaning who? Enes or LeBron?
Yeah, Enes. Braun knows. Those are Braun doesn't say anything.
Yeah, so he actually lost his Turkish citizenship under threat of imprisonment. His family won't speak with him, literally his parents. The Turkish government has issued, if he steps foot in Turkey, he'll be jailed. And they renounce his citizenship. So for many years, he was a nomad, literally not a citizen of any country in the world, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, how does that work
he
in your passport
just became
situation?
a U.S. citizen last week.
Yeah.
And ironically changed his name legally to Enes Kanter Freedom.
Yes, I heard that.
Because he's American, which is ironic because he is free in America, unlike his country, Turkey. But freedom isn't an American basis. It's not an American premise. It's a fallacy. It's a joke. It's this thing we've been ingrained in our heads since like kids, like, oh, the land of the free, which is absolute bullshit. But back to your question about, in general, is it hypocritical of someone like LeBron? Of course it is, right? I don't know if hypocritical is the right word.
No, you protect you just don't speak on certain things.
Yes. So it's not hypocritical. Ideally, you'd want him to and not be focused on the money, but ideally, you'd also want him to try and affect change. Maybe he is, but definitely not publicly. Right. And we don't live in an ideal world. If he does that, then the Lakers get banned on TV. Like when the Rockets GM said something.
But it's not just but right now the Celtics.
Any team, the Celtics. I was going to say
are banned in China.
Is banned in China.
So now you're costing your team money. So what's interesting about this is, and here's where I find it. I'm curious to see if he gets any blowback from his owners because he's costing them money. And if he gets blowback from his owners, then how does that change the freedom aspect, right? And the people that are propping him up to voice his freedom opinion are idiots like Tucker Carlson, which is comedic to me, because this is a refugee, to your point, because he didn't have any country that you wouldn't let into the country, but he plays basketball and he makes money, so now you're okay listening to him. Like, I'm very like, this is also like the people who are giving you the audience to speak your mind about freedom are the same people who don't want you to have your freedom, right? Which is very confusing to me.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping he sees the lunacy in this scenario, but I think I may be giving him too much credit. But again, I don't know the man, so I can't speak to that specifically. But you can't, like, the hypocrisy of trying to call out Braun or whomever while doing all the stuff on products, etc. The point is, we're owned by China, so that's why even this diplomatic issue, I'm curious to see what comes from this by way of what price we have to pay as the consumer. You know, luckily I don't, because it's going to come back in some way, whether a tariff or whether something, there's going to be some aspect that's going to come back, because that's the only way that we, as a capitalist society, do anything, is when it affects the pocketbook, the dollar book.
Short term, not long term.
No, agreed. Nobody thinks long term. We've established that.
Eat better, be better, health.
We've established that nobody cares about things long term, guy.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the game. Nobody cares about that. Period. You know, it's too much to think about as it relates to that. But I just find it comedic that, you know, you have you're giving the people giving voice to the voiceless. Enes Kanter in this scenario are the people who don't want him to have a voice and or citizenship, by the way. You know, but that's that's interesting. What else you got?
In today's version of Who Knows, you know what's the most popular word in the world across languages?
But? Yeah.
You think people in Spanish said but? I them said pero.
Oh yeah. Pero. Oh yeah. But
the same word.
Oh, the same word.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm gonna
There's
go.
one that's up there. One that's up there is taxi. Many
Huh.
languages have taxi.
I did not.
Okay is the most popular.
Ain't that some shit?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about it, but the other countries are saying, okay, that's not part of their original dialect. That's just them adopting English, is what you're trying to tell me. That's not them doing.
Yeah, but it's been like, you know how every year Webster's come out with words that are like bling bling.
Webster
is officially.
Webster's a garbage dictionary.
Yeah, but even Oxford, they come up with words that weren't words a decade or two ago. Their other languages do the same, where they become official words.
Yeah, Webster's is a garbage language. Just a garbage language, garbage dictionary, because keep adding this stuff that's not legit English into their dynamic. But oh well, that is what it is. There are just to complete the worldwide conversation we were having. Did you hear about Finland's prime minister?
No.
This woman, she's 36, by the way. Well done, Finland. I don't know how somebody at 36 can scale the political ladder out, and a woman, by the way. And I don't know if they're any better at gender equality than we are. But well done, a 36-year-old prime minister of Finland, which is pretty dope. Anyway, she goes out clubbing apparently till 4 a.m. one night, because again, 36, and leaves her work phone at home, which I didn't know was a thing. And one, I didn't know prime ministers or presidents could club, because I figured the security would just make that very difficult. And the reason it became a story is because she happened to be in close contact with somebody who had the vid. And so they were calling her to say, hey, we just did some contact tracing. You need to quarantine. But again, she left her phone at home, which I think is an amazing thing, because I assume, again, you got security. Somebody can reach you because you are the prime minister. I should be able to call you whenever, or somebody next to you to get you information. But this went down. She was out having a good time till 4 a.m. May have said, don't bother me. I'm dancing. I'm having a good time dancing. And this was the thing. So this became a worldwide story because prime minister clubbing, which is just amazing to me. And leaving your phone at home, which is also amazing to me. I don't understand that. Huh?
Why is the phone at home amazing?
No, because as that being the excuse, it's not like me leaving my phone at home. She's got a security detail and whomever else. Somebody got a phone. If he needs to reach the prime minister, no matter what he or she's doing, if they left their phone at home, somebody's handling it. Right? And if you're the prime minister, leaving your phone at home means, hey, assistant, hold on to my phone, hold my calls. I'm having a good time for an hour. It ain't literally leaving it at home because somebody's got to take care of this stuff. Right? You don't accidentally do anything. I forgot my wallet. No, none of that stuff happens. You got people. But maybe she doesn't. I was very amazed that, but well on her to go clubbing, by the way. I didn't think that was even possible.
It'd be like our friend Gopal if he was prime minister.
Yeah, he'd be out there. And but he wouldn't leave his phone at home because he's got to put it all over the Insta so you know he's clubbing. So it'd be different.
Do you see again, Texas? So evidently, I don't know how accurate this is. I read this. I want to fact check it, but there have been 4 million new residents of Texas over X amount of time, right? And most of them minorities. Mm-hmm. So there's a whole redistricting controversy going on in Texas, where it's a process of drawing the lines of districts from which public officials are elected. So because of these minorities coming in, there's assumptions and facts that overwhelmingly so, they will not vote Republican. So this concerns the Republican officials where you have this influx of new voters over time. So they're redrawing the lines to protect themselves, which again is as American as it gets. Hypocrisy again. Because
you know what it's called, right? Technical term.
Are you going redlining?
Isn't it gerrymandering?
Oh. No.
Is it not? I'm asking. I don't know. You're supposed to be the wordsmith over here.
I know.
That's why I figured you'd have known, but obviously you don't. Either way, sorry. That's nothing to do with...
you're right. You're right. Look at that.
All right. Wow. Man, you're just not on your game today, dude. Like carrying you over here.
But we're back.
He's referring to the University of Miami. Yeah. You saw that news, right? You saw that we got the AD too? Everybody's in?
Yep.
Can't pronounce homie's name, but doesn't really matter. I'll deal with that later.
No.
But yeah, continue. So the gerrymander, but that happens in every state, though. By the way, it's been happening forever.
Oh, it does, but on smaller scale. This is widespread because of there's suits against it because of what's going on. The gravity of it.
Oh, wait till Georgia, Texas, dog. You think Georgia's gonna let Georgia's gonna do the same thing?
Yeah.
Georgia's doing the exact same thing, right? And then you saw the I forget homie's name now. Oh, it's gonna bother me. He's running for governor of Georgia. I want to say his name is crap. It starts with a P. It's one. I think it doesn't really matter. Anyway, he's a Trumpian, and so he's going out saying that we've got to save our freedom from what's the lady's name? Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams. And his whole thing was he was like, we've got to save our freedom from people like Stacey Abrams who are trying to take it from me, which I just love that sealing the freedom aspect when that hasn't been stolen from anybody but the people wanting the freedom, which is very comedic, but neither here nor there. And he was saying, he was like, had he been governor, one of his platform pieces, had he been governor during this past election, he would not have, I'm using my words here on the specific term, but he would not have accredited, for lack of a better word, the election results. Right. But that's his platform. And I find it really stupid where that's a platform people want to be on when it only shows that you want to just do whatever you want to do. Like if there isn't anything that's more taking my freedom, it's just you doing what you want to do doesn't give me any benefits. Like people double down on this and it's really perplexing to me. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. All right. You want to wrap it up?
That's what she said.
Had she? You've been married forever. What do you even know about that life? You guys have a different relationship. Moving on. Yeah, that's all I got for today.
Be better. Eat better. We got an Omicron. Everybody worry. Omicron's here. Eat better.
Is that how you pronounce it, by the way? I feel like that's like a transformer.
No, that's the thing. I always thought about, isn't that the big round something at the end of the movie?
Oh, you may be right, actually.
Omicron or...
Sounds about right. Yeah, whoever named this stuff didn't do a very good job with it. Because it does sound like a transformer to me.
Oh, there's cyber... What was the thing?
Yeah, I wanted to... I don't know. Oh, well. All right, everybody.
Yeah,
it's been real.
Better, eat better. Justice over order. Spread the word.
I don't. Oh yeah, spread the word about us. I was curious to know what word you're talking about.
Yes.
Yes, please. Just follow the damn show, man. Even if you don't listen, do me a solid. Just go into whatever
Write
your
a
stuff
review on
is and
Apple.
follow.
Apple's
All
actually been
that
good
stuff,
to us.
man.
Apple's actually been good to us the last few weeks.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Do me a
Apple.
solid, bruh. Much appreciated.
Check out @WhatAmin is watching on TikTok and Instagram.
I have not done that recently. I need to catch up on that. So many
Okay,
shows
so
I've seen.
don't check.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I pulled a Dominic and I've been focusing on work versus. No, actually, that's a lie. That's not what Dominic does. But I've been focusing on work and not doing that. So I got to get back on that track.
Anybody got any fitness equipment they want to donate?
Why do you keep doing this on the Insta? This guy's tagging me in every fitness giveaway for kettlebells and dumbbells and all the stuff that you're never going to use. You're literally never going to use them, bruv. You're going to use it for like a day or two. You're never going to use that stuff. Your wife maybe will use it.
Three words for you.
No.
Bedroom body alert.
I just said no. Not happening. Not happening. All right.
All right, man.
Take it easy,
Be
everybody.
safe.
Bye. Crap, I got to end it now.